Today, we're diving into a really cool thought experiment from the book Beyond Time, AI Insights from 28 Visionaries. It tackles one of the biggest questions of our time, but in a way I bet you haven't really considered before. I want you to just picture this for a second. What if you could get some of the most brilliant innovators and thinkers from the last 250 years all in the same room to debate the future of artificial general intelligence, AGI? Well, that's the wild premise we're jumping into. So the book calls this a Fantasia dialogue. It's basically this imaginary summit. You've got 28 visionaries. We're talking everyone from 18th century inventors to today's top AI experts, and yeah, even robots from the future. And they're all there to try and figure out, where do we go from here? So you get all these geniuses together, and what happens? Of course, they almost immediately split into two different camps. And that is where the real debate begins. So let's see who's on which side. And this is where things really get interesting. On one side, you have the innovators. These are your tech revolutionaries, right? They're all about the nuts and bolts, the pure technical achievement. Their big question is, how can we build this incredible thing? But then, on the other side, you have the philosophers, and they're the ones pumping the brakes, asking a much deeper question. Okay, but why? Why are we even building this in the first place? This quote here really sums up the innovator's whole vibe. It's channeling James Watt, the steam engine guy. It's all about that relentless forward momentum, that feeling of, hey, my engine changed the world, and AGI is going to do the same thing, just way, way faster. And then you get the powerful counterargument. This one's from the perspective of the philosopher Immanuel Kant. The philosophers are basically saying, hold on a second. Pure tech power isn't the whole story. They argue that if we don't build our values, our conscience, right into these systems, we risk losing a part of ourselves, because at the end of the day, the tools we build are a reflection of who we are. So to really get a handle on just how high the stakes are in this debate, the visionaries look back into the past, and they come up with this amazing analogy that puts the sheer scale of the challenge we're facing into perspective. So the discussion goes all the way back 250 years to the start of the Industrial Revolution, kicked off by James Watt's steam engine. Now, let's fast forward to right now, projected to 2026, where we are on the verge of the AGI revolution. That is a monumental leap, not just in time, but in capability. Okay, and here's where that analogy really hits home. The Industrial Revolution, it was a giant wave. It was massive, and it completely reshaped society. But the AGI revolution, they describe that as a giant tsunami. It's not just about changing physical jobs or daily life. This is about transforming every single intellectual task we do. The impact is on a whole other level. So you've got these two powerful forces, the innovators and the philosophers, totally at odds. How do they possibly find any common ground? Well, they arrive at this really simple but profound metaphor that becomes the key to moving forward. They realize that technology is like the engine in a car. It's the power, the part that's always asking, how fast can we go? But think about it. An engine with no brakes is just a disaster waiting to happen. It needs a brake, and that brake is ethics. That's the part that asks, wait, why are we even going in this direction? You need both, the engine and the brake, working together to actually steer towards a destination that's good for people. So the ultimate wisdom here isn't about choosing speed or safety. It's about bringing them together. It's about not getting drunk on the how, how cool, how fast, how powerful, but staying grounded in the why. And that is the difference between being a slave to our tools and being the master who actually gives them a soul and a purpose. All right, so as this imaginary summit wraps up, the message from these visionaries becomes a kind of compass for us, for right here and right now. This is the big idea meant to guide all of us as we build this new world. And this final quote just nails it. It brings the whole debate into sharp focus. Look, it's so easy to be impressed by what technology can do. That list gets longer literally every single day. But real leadership is about stepping back and asking what it should do. That's the essential question, isn't it? And so that leaves the ball in your court. It's a vital question for all of us, really. It doesn't matter if you're building this stuff, using it, or just living in this new era. The question is the same. We're all standing in front of this incredible engine of change, ready to hit the accelerator. So what are you going to do? Before you slam on the gas, will you pause first to check your compass?
Let's shape the future through the power of AI insights. Beyond Time, AI Insights from 28 Visionaries. Don't miss out on this intellectual journey.